Shalom. Want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Akakodash. Double honors to elders and apostles of GMS. Salutations to you brothers who's pushing the truth to the four corners, the highways and byways. All praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Akakodash. And to you, I'm sincere sisters. Few sisters are listening, right? So this inspiration, this video come basically reflecting on the things of these times and what been going on, chiefly, right? Understanding these times of difficulty, whereby there's certain jobs in certain countries, have been locked out for those mainly in the faith. This is for those in the faith, right? Yeah, for those jobs that be cut out, access to doing things that are going about by your daily life and within the system been locked out. And when I say locked out, in terms of you having to get that job card or the job book in order for a pass, or you have to get a job, right? The time is difficult. So with it, we find that two-thirds himself who got somewhat kind of understanding about this job and the job book, they basically don't want to take, they basically coming out more, most of them coming out to the shadows now. And these men stealing, they're robbing, even going as far as taking lives. They don't mind putting themselves on the line because they see it as a means of survival. Right? Mind you, the scripture says in Isaiah that, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. Right? And also here in Proverbs, start with this precept, Proverbs 22 and verse 3. It says, verse 3 and read from. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Right? So these evils, right? Remember, the word evil means bad time, right? Or bad era, a time of difficulty, right? So the evil we foresee, knowing that obviously from the wisdom and understanding that we get through the scriptures, the ripple effects of things leading to the prophecy to come to pass, right? We do look out for small things between these prophecies because they are basically the reaction of people, the reaction of the system, right? The small things that have been taken from your attention that be happening in society, right? Reading it again, it says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on, right? Simple pass on. They're seeing these things but ignoring them. They're seeing these things but they don't have a voice to speak on it. They're seeing these things and they still would not amend the ways. They still would not, turn to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Going on verse 3, it says, and are punished. So you turning a blind eye, it could cause harm to you. It could make matters worse, situation worse, right? It's because it's like this. It's just a little example. Within society, right, or people itself, you may find you being quiet often when someone is doing harm to you or doing bad deeds towards you. Oftentimes when people realize that you are a quiet character, they seek to take more advantage out of you because you ain't doing nothing. You understand? Contempt start grow. Disrespect. Right? And it's not necessarily that you're doing, I mean, not doing anything physically, like in a reaction towards them, but in terms of you using your mind and have wisdom in how to go about doing what you do. You could even do it in silence, right? The things that you do, right? Based on the situation that you handle. You know, I would hope that this come over clearly, you know, for lack of better words, you know, that brothers, you know, due to experience, you should understand what I'm saying, you know. Basically based on the different, you know, situation that we have, right? It's like, yo, right? It says verse 4, by humility and the fear of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai are riches and honor and life. You see, the humility and the fear of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, are riches and honor and life. You understand? Because coming back to these men that, you know, in this time that robbing and thieving, you know, you got to, you know, you gotta keep a sharp eye out for them, you know, your family and so on. Watch the time on the road, what the places you walk, you know, watch out for your children, be circumspect in your area, the people that you talk to and so on, you know, how you talk to people, because right now people in this survival instinct is fight for self. That's the mindset of people right now. Right? Like I said, this video is basically for the inspiration, you know, to put these thoughts in to brothers that we living in perilous times, right? We knowing that the wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. Verse 4 in Proverbs 22 says, by humility and the fear of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai are riches and honor and life. You understand? By adhering to these words as well, you know, you being humble, right? I know brothers, you know, you like doing your things and so on. You know, we as Israelites, we like to flash. You know, we like we like to be a part of this system. In terms of, I mean, when I said to be a part of the system, in terms of, you know, the things that this life had to give us. In other words, like it says in the scriptures of Corinthians, right? It says, for the fashion of this world faded away, right? So we just, you know, at times we might use certain things to look good, you know, in the basically Jake likes to look good, but in this time you just gotta look. Yeah, in this time you just gotta look on the time, right? Pay attention to the time, like is in all being circumspect. But anyway, I think you're doing a lot of babbling there. Let me get some precept out. This is Ecclesiasticus 9 and verse 7. It says here, look not round about thee in the streets of the city, neither wander thou in the solitary place thereof, right? So the point from here I want to get is neither wander thou in the solitary place thereof, because they get up this word solitary, right? So that go. Yeah, solitary. The meaning of the word solitary, right? It says in noun, it says one who lives alone or in solitude, and anchoreth, hermit, or reckless, solitary confinement, right? Get up the word solitude. It says loneliness, state of being alone or solitary by oneself, right? Two says alone, lonely or desert place, right? So that's what the scripture is basically saying here. Neither wonder does Ecclesiasticus 9 and verse 7, right? It says, look not around about thee in the streets of the city, and it says, neither wander thou in a solitary place thereof, right? The lonely place, right? You're wandering in a solitary place, a lonely place. These are the places where, thieves and robbers and killers, these men look to hide. Hey, they're doing the thing now, the frustration, the people are doing the thing now in the open. You see? But all in this time, we gotta pray that Yahweh Hashem Shai with us. Right? Another precept for chapter. Salakio. Okay. The second Ezra chapter 16. Let me give verse here with me. I want to get a specific point in this. Yeah, this is second Ezra 16 and verse 18. I can read from, right? Let me read from 17. It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? It says, the beginning of sorrow and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, and what shall I do when these evils shall come? Verse 19 says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, right? Verse 20 it says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges, right? So these scourges, people, you gotta be mindful of these scourges, right? All these things that happening in front of us, we can't just stay asleep at it. You gotta be mindful of the scourges. You see? You gotta be mindful of the scourges. This is what the scripture is basically saying. Second Ezra 14. I'm gonna read from verse verse 16. It says, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evil increase upon them that dwell therein. For the time is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand, for now he is in the vision to come, which thou hast seen. Right? Because these precepts are basically talking about the going into the times, the evil times, right? More evil time than these, more evil to come. These prophecies to come to pass, the judgment upon this world. Right? So I'm gonna play a short video basically that happened, the other night before the last, and show you exactly what it means to be in a solitary place, a place of solitude, right? And what befall it upon some victims being robbed. But again, this is the judgment of Yahweh Hashem Shai, because you have to be focused, right? Yeah, you have to be focused. Yeah, so basically that was the video, right? You see Jake right there, he whoever the guy was, if it's Elam or Jake, I ain't sure, but he was with two girls, and they get the step in, they was out today, right? They was out of there, and he got his stuff, he was robbed, he got his stuff taken from him, right? Just wanna get a precept, another precept here. So like, This is 2 Ezra 16 verse 33. It says, the virgins shall mourn having no bridegrooms, the women shall mourn having no husbands, their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. Verse 34, it says, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. It says, hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Right? So the time coming even self, right? Women are gonna be the easy ones to take things from. But they're gonna be the easiest, but that doesn't mean that it's gonna be them alone. So basically, brothers, you stay up, stay focused, right? Stay focused. Advise your family, teach them as much as you could. you know, especially about these times, because you know women as well tend to be in that pleasure, right? Even though all these things going on, they take it lightly. You know, we as the watchmen, you know, we are edifying not only the church of Yahweh Hashem Yosai, but when we read in the scriptures, it says, set thy house aright. You know, advise them of these times, you know, we gotta keep him pray through these times. Anyway, I want to give our praises to Yahweh Hashem Yosai, Hashem Akakadash, you know, double honors to the elders and the apostles of GMS. Shalom to you brothers and you few sisters out there. Hey, shalom.